making yourself more attractive. There's a science to it. This is the Joyfully Married After podcast, episode 32. This is Joyfully Married After with Heath and Tracy. I'm Heath.
And I'm Tracy.
We're joyfully married after how many years, baby?
26.
26 years, 4 kids, corporate jobs, entrepreneurs, and this podcast is our view on life through our lens.
Let's go. We have spent the past year producing an 8-subject premarital course called What Else? Joyfully Married After. This course was created to help bring you clarity around why you want to spend the rest of your life with another person. Also showing you the roadmap to prepare, grow, and renew your current relationship into a joyful marriage.
So if you're engaged, a newlywed, or married, need to refresh your relationship, and you're ready to be joyful, not just occasionally happy, head on over to joyfullymarriedafter.com right now. You got to make yourself more attractive out here, man.
All of us. Married, not married.
Men, women.
Yeah, all of us.
You got to be yourself, though.
And there's a science to it, babe.
There is science to many of these things. It's very interesting.
But you still have to be yourself.
Got to be authentic.
Yeah, that is first and foremost. We're not saying go out here and do crazy stuff.
It's the age of authenticity.
Yeah, it really is. People want to see the true you.
Yep.
And I don't mean not wearing a wig and not wearing hair color,
not what we're
wearing.
talking
That's not what we're talking about. That's a little too granular.
Right.
I'm thinking more along the lines of being true to yourself, being your authentic self, and improving it.
There you go.
Making yourself better.
Making yourself better.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So we've come up with, looks like 6 things.
Yeah, that's a few of them. You know.
There's more. If you have some more, let us know on Twitter at Heath and Tracy TV.
Yep.
And let's start with the first one. I love the first one. This one is what got Heath for me. You ready? Laughter.
Laugh and the world laughs with you.
It's attractive to see someone smiling and happy and making jokes and making other people smile.
Yep.
It is so attractive. You've got to do this in your relationships. You've got to continue to make one another laugh and smile.
Right.
If you're not doing that, if you're not purposefully making a joke, making a funny, making them laugh, what is going on?
Yeah. I remember when we first started dating, that was one of the things that you talked about. You're like, baby, you always make me laugh.
He made me smile ear to ear at all times. From the moment I met Heath Turner, I was smiling. And I'm still smiling, babe.
Yep.
I'm still smiling.
Keep you laughing.
He keeps me smiling. He keeps me laughing.
Yep.
You know, it's very important.
It is.
And believe it or not, I'm kind of a funny girl too.
Funny girl.
I'm a funny girl. That's what he says. You're funny. Isn't that what you say to me, babe? You say, you're funny. So, you don't have to be a joker. You don't have to be a comedian. You don't have to look up jokes to tell jokes.
Yeah.
Just lighten the air in your relationship.
Yeah.
When you're making a disagreement about something, make a funny. Do something funny or say something funny or mimic somebody funny to get a little laugh out of them, to get a smile out of them.
Yes.
And it makes all the difference just in your everyday lives with one another.
It does. It really does. And this is also a tip for our single listeners out there, right? And so when you're engaging with people and you're trying to get to know them a little bit, and you gotta loosen up and be open, be transparent enough to understand that when people are making a joke or they say something that's cute or clever or funny, they're trying to create a connection with you. They're trying to make you laugh.
It's disarming. It's
yeah.
disarming. So if you see someone you're trying to push up on, disarm them with laughter.
Laugh.
Even if it's a silly, corny joke,
that's right.
Make them laugh.
Right.
It's gonna break all. People are a little too serious out here, I think.
Yeah. Loosen up a little bit. Y'all.
Loosen up.
There you go.
So this goes along with the first one, smiling.
The second one, smiling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The second one, laughter's first. The second one is smiling.
Yeah, you got to smile, of course, to get to the laughter. But back to the science of this, right? So when you smile, when people see you smile, then it actually activates these chemicals in the brain,
Oh,
right?
I didn't know that.
So it's like it makes people feel better. It's dopamine, it's serotonin, all these things that are happening in the brain when someone sees someone smile. And baby, that was actually the very first thing is as gorgeous as you were, as gorgeous as
Oh
you
my
are
gosh.
today, as much swag as you had when we were in college, you have this magnificent, I think is a good word. You have a magnificent smile.
Oh, thank you, baby.
And it was
I
the
do too.
very first thing that I noticed about you when I saw you.
I think you do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I think that's funny that you say that to do that to people, because
Uh-huh.
if you something you all don't know about me is the way I exercise is I swim.
Uh-huh.
And it's a local club not too far from my house.
Mhm.
You have to be a member and everything. And when I'm in the pool swimming, I'm basically running. I'm doing laps.
Right.
And people will walk in and they're trying to figure out, the first thing they do when they walk in, it's an indoor pool.
Mhm.
They walk in and the first thing they're trying to figure out is there a lap open for me?
Uh-huh.
And I always gauge.
You mean like a lane?
Yeah. A lane. I'm
A
sorry.
lane- a lane to
is
do
there
the
a
lap.
lane? Yeah. Is there a lane open for me to do my laps?
Right.
So I always look at people
Mm-hmm.
and smile at them
Uh-huh.
if I'm getting ready to get out of my lane. If I'm not getting ready to get out of my lane
Uh-huh.
and I still have like another 30 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever to go,
don't
I
smile.
don't look at them and smile.
Yeah.
Because, like, no, I'm on my grind. Leave me alone.
I'm
But if I know I only have 1 or 2 more laps to go and they're like waiting for a lane,
Uh-huh.
I'll like pause and smile at them.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm next. Or I do my tread. I do another part of my pool routine is I tread in the water for a little while. And the
Uh-huh.
little old ladies like to get in there and do it too.
Uh-huh.
And it's weird to be in that kind of space with people
Right.
and not get a smile out of them.
It is, yes.
And what I found is I've made friends with the sweetest little old ladies
Right,
at the
right.
pool just from smiling.
Yep.
It's very disarming. So if you see someone that's on your, on your radar,
Mm-hmm.
smile at them. In
Yep.
a marriage, it's so important.
It is.
I don't know how many times I smiled at Heath across the room. We're sitting there enjoying a movie together. I'm
Yeah.
cooking.
Mhm.
He just walks up to get something out of the fridge. I turn around and I flash my pearly whites
Got to see it.
because it's like, hey, there you are. It's
I'm
like, hey.
Dopamine.
And it's boom. And it makes them feel better. So just think about it like that. Smiling at someone makes them feel better. Now, you know what that's like. If you smile at someone and they don't smile back, that's a red flag for me.
That's
Well, you see, he doesn't have much to say about it because it's so
yeah,
bad.
and it happens sometimes. If I'm out, maybe jogging on the path or just moving around in the neighborhood or just anywhere. When you cross eyes with someone, the way that I was reared was that you nod, you smile, you say hello. These are some Southern colloquialisms. These are some Southern graces, as people call them. And it's just a natural, nice thing to do. I think that, recognizing another human being, if I meet your eyes,
You need to smile at me.
you don't have to say hello,
No.
but you can give me a nod
But you know what?
and
People
a,
that
and a smile.
But people that live in these crowded cities,
Yeah.
I can see how that would become exhausting.
I'm out here in suburbia.
Okay, but no, not even that. But because we go to those big cities and we
We
walk
do.
around, and
We
what
do.
do we do? We
We-
smile at people.
We do it all the time.
I don't care what you think about me. That's your
Yep.
business.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And it's just, you don't have to smile at every single person. It's about the eye contact. If
Right.
someone has enough sense to have eye contact with you,
Mhm.
smile at them. Even
Yeah.
if they trying to grit on you.
Yeah.
Smile at them. Let them know you crazy. I'm not.
Which goes perfectly into number 3, baby, which is honesty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my thing right there. Honesty is my thing.
Yeah. You have to, when you're in relationships, especially long-term relationships, marriage, you have to be honest, forthright. Back to what we said originally about being your authentic self, right?
And being attractive.
yeah.
Honesty is attractive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's a good. I think that's why people like Cardi B so much because she's authentically honest.
Right.
Think about your person and think about what really grabbed you about them that you were like, oh my gosh, they were really opening up to me.
Yeah.
It's like a shell that you cracked
Yep.
and that shows some type of honest part of them, and it shows confidence.
Right.
It
Right.
shows confidence that I'm good.
It
I
really
need
does.
to open up and be myself and be honest about who I am and what I think.
Mm-hmm.
And this person needs to accept me for that or not.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
need to know that.
Exactly right. And another thing that happens too, back to some of our single listeners, when you talk about being honest and forthright about how you approach various things, the confidence, exactly to your point, baby, comes out, and you exude the confidence. But it also, when you're sort of outlining what your boundaries are, right? I believe this about this, and this is the way that I am because of that. And so, what you want to make sure that you're doing is that you understand, you're laying out what's important to you, and they can see that. And another thing I wanted to mention about that was that when you're being your authentic self, you are exuding this confidence. And so it reminds me of a story when I first started dating you,
I love these stories.
and I was walking across the yard.
At
and-
Howard University.
HU.
You know.
I was walking across the yard, and we had really just started dating. And you had a class with my boy Gus. And I came out of the class, and I saw you talking with him. And I said to myself, I can't let that happen. There's like some positive vibes and body language going on over there.
Yeah, we were.
And I
We were
need
at that
to,
point,
I need
yes.
to make her understand that I'm staking out territory.
He did.
Yo, you done talking? 'Cause I'm ready to go to lunch. Let's go do it.
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Mhm.
He really let the other person know.
Mm-hmm.
No, this y'all, what you think is happening right here isn't
Mhm.
happening.
Mhm.
Never had the conversation with the other person
Yeah.
about it.
Right.
Didn't have to.
Right.
But the honesty is an attractive trait, especially in long-term relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Heath and I, it's just it's a flow thing with us,
Mm-hmm.
down to what we're feeling like about a particular subject, about what we're going to do with the kids, where we're going to travel, how much money we're going to spend, what's for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be honest. I want sushi. No, I had sushi at work today. I want rice. It's the little things that make you attractive to one another.
Yeah.
And it just opens it up. It drives a desire. It drives a desire for another person, because what it does is it tells your brain, I can trust you.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind when you're out here dealing with one another in a relationship or not in a relationship. Is honesty is always gonna be attractive.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. And that's what happened with us was the driving up the desire for me. When I saw you in that moment, I think that it enhanced the desire that I had for you even more, which actually probably caused me to move in a more fervent manner.
Are you serious? I did
I
not
think-
know this.
I think it did. Yeah.
Because it was very interesting time for me.
Mhm.
I was kind of dealing with him and somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
and it was at the same exact point.
Yep.
It
Yep.
was at the same exact point with
Mhm.
both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And very simply, I chose the right one. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh man. So let's talk about the science of the color red.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
The red lip is always popping.
Okay.
I
I wear a red lip.
You
I've
do?
worn a red lip for
Uh-huh.
years. It's subtle. It's
Mhm.
sexy.
Yep.
What is the science behind a red lip?
So I think that when we learn colors as children, when we're first developing your what's the word for your ocular? When you're first developing your ocular sense and understanding what color is,
Uh-huh.
when you're very young, red actually is the first color that we learn to process.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I think that there's something about it because of that that's connected to our brains that makes it more attractive, that draws us to it.
Right.
You'll also notice if you look at, some of the largest companies in the world that they also
have
red,
that in
right?
their logos. Yeah.
Right? It's Target, it's Coca-Cola, it's
Delta,
ADP, it's Delta. There's a number of companies
Verizon.
that leverage red.
Yeah, they
right.
do.
And so your eyes are drawn to it. It helps them build brand. It helps draw your attention to it. So it's really interesting. And so there's something about a beautiful woman with a red lip, man. That it draws people.
I keep a tube of red lipstick. Christian Dior is my favorite. I did wear the Fenty red for a minute. It's a little messy for me, but it still is a very nice red. So find that red. There's a red out there for every skin tone, ladies. And what about the red tie on the gentleman?
Yep. Power red.
The power red tie says a lot. It's got to be the right red.
Yep.
But there's something about that color family. If a man has on a dark suit and that red tie is something to be said about how powerful he looks. And just keep that in mind with one another. There's something about that red dress, ladies, when you go out with your husband on a date.
Oh yeah.
And it's very attractive. So red makes you attractive. I love to see a man in a red shirt. Why do you think Tiger Woods wears a red shirt? I don't know why he wears it, but it looks really good on him. And now everybody wears a red shirt on Sunday on golf. So red shirts look really good. Red ties look really good on men, and a red lip on a woman, and a red dress.
Yes. Yes.
What's another thing, baby?
Mirroring.
I learned this as a salesperson in real estate.
Yeah, yeah. That's where I learned it too. One of my sales trainings back in the day and I probably did it naturally, but I think that when you understand the science of it and giving people the energy that they're giving you and making sure that your words, your body language, your body positioning, mirroring can be in a number of different forms, but I think that it's so important. It can be in
tone.
Yep.
It could be in tenor. It could be in just the look that you give one another.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they turn away, you turn away. If they turn toward, you turn toward.
Yeah.
If they sit a certain way, you sit a certain way.
Yeah.
If they it's just tone. It's I don't know how it's something I'd have to show you.
Yeah.
More, so it's hard to do that on a podcast.
If I'm facing if you and I are sitting on the couch in parallel and we're watching the TV, and you turn to me because you want to talk about something we're watching or you want to talk about something else, when I turn my body position towards you. Yeah. Now we're engaged, we're locked in, and all of a sudden there's also an attractiveness that's happening.
Yes, very attractive.
Right?
Yeah.
And so even if it's a serious topic that we're discussing, it immediately changes the vibe because we're mirroring one another.
And it's a little thing that you might not catch. That's why we put it in here, because we really want you to pay attention to this.
Yes.
Mirroring their tone, their mood, what they're saying, not necessarily agreeing. I don't think you have to agree, but I think you have to be one-to-one.
Yep.
That's the way I look at it. This is a one-to-one positioning.
Yep. Yep.
So when you mirror someone, you're saying, I get it, I get you, I'm listening, and I understand.
Right. Right.
And it's super attractive.
Yeah.
If you're in a crowd of people, think about this. You're in a crowd of people and you all are kind of having banter back and forth. You eventually pair off with somebody in that conversation. And it's because you start mirroring one another. So start paying attention to that when you're in those groups and you may be attracted to one another, or you're with your spouse and you're at a cocktail party or a barbecue or a friend's house for dinner. Practice mirroring one another, and you'll see that rise a little bit, that attractiveness to one another rise a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. So keep these things in mind in your relationships, wherever you are, that you want to make sure that you're laughing, that you're smiling, you're being honest, being authentic, your authentic self. Pay attention to color.
There's some red in there.
And mirror. Thanks again for listening today, folks. If you liked any of what you heard, please like, comment, and subscribe to our podcast. Tell a friend, too. You can engage us at heathentracy.com for all the goings-on in our world. Queen Tracy, speak to the people.
Bye, loves.